Hi, welcome back to Geek Lunch Meet. I'm your host Chris. As always, it is the middle of August. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe, which will help out the channel a great deal, and that would be fantastic. Thanks very much. Quite a slow news week this week. Not a lot going on. First of all, there's been some slight movement on Indiana Jones 5. Obviously, it's been on well, it's been on a break, sort of, obviously, with Harrison Ford having injured his shoulder rehearsing a fight scene. He was photographed with Calista Flockhart on holiday in Croatia, I believe it was. So he's obviously still recuperating. Obviously, they were filming in Glasgow recently with stunt doubles, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge was there. Some other members of the cast that are obviously filming around him. But it looks like now they are headed to Sicily with Antonio Banderas in particular. Apparently, he's going to be filming some of his stuff down in Sicily. Hopefully, they've taken a sunblock because this week I think it reached a record temperature ever for Europe. It was 48 and a half, almost 49 degrees. Record temperatures for Europe there. So yeah, that's going to be hot for them down there. So yeah, not a lot to report on that, but hopefully Ford will have recovered enough to start filming his parts again. Otherwise, it's going to drag on. Who knows? There could be a change in the release date for next year. But there is that. What else this week? Suicide Squad. Opened. I reviewed it last week. I thought it was good. It was fine. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it seems that Warner Brothers' strategy in the US to release day and date streaming for no additional cost, unlike obviously Disney, who charge you $30, 20 quid, whatever it is, to watch. They just go straight in and say, yeah, there you go, day and date, you can watch it. And Suicide Squad's box office weekend, 25, 26 million, I think it was, for last weekend, which was below expectations. So yeah, I'd be interested that run, that sort of thing they've got runs out, the agreement runs out end of this year, and then they'll be going back to having a window where stuff gets released at the cinema, and then comes and then gets released elsewhere. I think like a few months later. So it'd be interesting to see, because they've got obviously June is their big one that's still coming up, and you've still got the next Bond film lurking around, and obviously Disney's got we've got the Eternals, Shang-Li, all still Spider-Man to come out this year. So it'll be interesting to see, especially with the Delta variant rising in the States again. Here in the UK, it's not so bad now. Everyone's pretty much getting vaccinated. But yeah, in the States, it looks like things are starting to sort of lock down again. So it'd be interesting to see what cinemas do, what the companies do with their releases. Say June, I think is a bit of a gamble anyway. It's gonna, as I've mentioned before, I think it's going to be like the last Blade Runner movie, where it's going to be a great film and it's going to look fantastic, but I'm not sure it's going to connect well with general audiences. I hope I'm wrong, fingers crossed. But the COVID pandemic is certainly not going to help that. If it's going day and date, and you can watch it for free, streaming in the States, if you've got the right subscriptions, of course. Interesting to see what that one goes. Also this week, a couple of stills were released from Muppets Haunted Mansion, the special, which is coming out in time for Halloween on Disney Plus. So just a couple of stills, but the best one being this one of Kermit and Miss Piggy dressing up as each other. And quite frankly, if the show was just an hour of Kermit dressed up like that, I'd be happy, because that's the best thing I've seen on the internet all week. I absolutely love the Muppets, loved them since I was a kid. Even their latest stuff, which can be a bit hit and miss, not very good Muppets is still Muppets, and is still better than a lot of other stuff. I wish someone would let them loose and be as anarchic as they used to be. Obviously now under the Disney banner, that's probably not going to happen. But Muppets Haunted Mansion is coming out on Disney Plus later this year. We got the teaser trailer for Doom Patrol Season 3. I love Doom Patrol. I will admit I've only seen Season 1 and bits of Season 2, because here in the UK It's on Stars, which is a premium channel. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can pay for extra on there. My subscription ran out before the end of season 2. So, but I love season 1, and I love where season 2 was going. I've read that season 2 isn't as good as season 1, as generally these things sometimes go. But yeah, season 3 is hitting HBO Max in the States September 23rd. I'm guessing it's going to be Stars again in the UK. At some point, I will have to sort out a subscription and watch the rest of that. The trailer, so obviously I haven't seen the end of season 2, so the trailers, but I mean, I don't think even if I had, the trailer looked absolutely batshit crazy. Very similar to Legion, Doom Patrol, I find, perhaps a bit more fun, a bit more comic booky. Legion could be quite intense. Still, absolutely fantastic series. If you've not seen it, I would recommend that highly. If you like weird and strange stuff, as I do. Also this week, a trailer. Apparently, this was announced 6 months ago, which I missed. But there's a new trailer for a Japanese remake of the film Cube. I love Cube. 1997 movie directed by Vincenzo Natali, who I love a lot of his movies. He's never sort of quite hit that big time. He's a special place in my heart, as he retweeted one of the first articles I ever wrote. An article just looking at his career. And said he was he's one of the only directors who's ever actually retweeted my work. So yeah, always have time for him. He did a film as well called Nothing, which you should track down. You can get on DVD. Very funny, very surreal, about two blokes who just them and their house are transported into like a white void, and then things start, they start disappearing and reducing even more and more. It's very bizarre, very surreal, but very funny. But yeah, Cube. Yeah, the Japanese have done a remake of Cube where it's just some people wake up and they're in this cube, and then there's identical cubes like connected to all the sides. Some filled with deadly booby traps, which they have to try and avoid and try and work out why they're in this cube and who's put them there and what the hell is going on. Love that film. It's a very low budget one, all filmed on these identical sets. The Japanese remake. I mean, I'll put a link to the trailer as always in the description. It's in Japanese, but to be honest, it looks exactly the same. It looks like they've just remade it, bit by bit. So that comes out in October, I believe. It's in Japan. Don't know what we'll get over here. A lot of Asian stuff seems to go straight to Netflix over here, which is great. So hopefully that will turn up there, and hopefully one day we'll get to see Vincenzo Natali's. I believe he directed the pilot for the Tremors TV show with Kevin Bacon, which then got canned and it's never actually been shown anywhere. If I can find a trailer to it, there was a trailer. I'll put the link below as well. Hopefully one day that will turn up. Because I'd love to see a Tremors series with Kevin Bacon. That would be fantastic. And that's about it news-wise. Oh no! One last bit of news. There was Amazon announced their Lord of the Rings TV series, which we had the first still from. I showed last week. That's finishing filming in New Zealand, and all the other seasons they're going to film in the UK for some reason. Obviously, New Zealand's been synonymous with Middle Earth since Peter Jackson filmed, obviously, the Lord of the Rings epic series there, and the Hobbit sort of epically stretched out series of films there. But no, for some reason, Amazon's coming to the UK. So I'm not quite sure where they're going to be filming that looks like Middle Earth. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere in Wales or the Lake District up in Scotland, the Highlands maybe. But yeah, so and apparently that the season one's cost something like $360 million or something, making one of the most expensive TV shows in history. So that's coming next year to Amazon Prime. So yeah, that's definitely one we will be looking out for. Yeah, that's it news-wise this week. That's about it. What have I watched? Oh, Star Wars Bad Batch had its finale of season 1, which was pretty good. It's not essential viewing. If you're a massive Star Wars fan, obviously give it a go. I've said before, it's effectively just a sequel to the Clone Wars cartoons. And I think I said before as well, the most interesting part is we're seeing how the Empire is rising from the ashes of the Republic, and how the sort of clones are being phased out in favour of bringing in sort of conscripted stormtroopers. That's really good. It doesn't do that enough. You get these side missions, which I suppose is fleshing out bits of the personalities of the actual squad, the Bad Batch. But but yeah, it has been renewed, I think, as reported last week, for season 2 next year. So hopefully, then get more into the sort of nuts and bolts of the Empire rising going forward. Say the Clone Wars and sort of Rebels took a couple of seasons to get into their groove. So hopefully it will improve. It looks fantastic, the animation and stuff, the color, the lighting, and the effects. Especially say this last episode with slight spoilers with the sort of cloning facilities on Kamino being destroyed and stuff. And also there's some hints, as you can see, where it's going with tying in to Mandalorian and the cloning that's going on there, which presumably is leading into how Palpatine was cloned in Rise of Skywalker, which was never really explained, but they now seem to be sort of retconning it and explaining it all in various bits and bobs before. Talking animation, the first What If, Marvel's What If, was on Disney Plus this week. This series that's looking at basically what based on the old comic books they did. What if that certain events happened a different way? This week's one kicked off with what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers. And I loved it. The animation is fantastic. It's very colourful. Sort of cell shaded style CGI places. And I've said before as well, I love Pulp Adventure. I love Captain America: First Avenger. I think is great. And with this, you get Peggy becomes Captain Carter, and Steve is so obviously stays as skinny Steve, and gets Stark makes him this sort of bit like the first Iron Man suit, but powered by the Tesseract. The Hydra Stomper, this suit, and him and Peggy go into battle. In that, yeah, I loved it. Only half an hour long. There's obviously new episodes coming every week, and we've got coming up soon will be it'll be quite poignant. It's the last thing I think that Chadwick Boseman ever recorded, where he's done his own dialogue for T'Challa. I think the what if is if he became Star-Lord. I think it is if he was taken off of Earth by the Ravagers and becomes Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's so it says first episode of What If is on there. That's dropping every Wednesday. Give that a go. And I finished off watching Lupin, that's been on Netflix for a while now. The second season of that, based on the Gentleman Thief Lupin books, but obviously brought up to modern day with Omar Sy, which I really enjoyed. I'd give that a go. It's only 5 episodes in a season. So there's only 10 so far. It's coming back for a third season. It's good fun. It's very slick, very flashy, sort of Ocean's 11-y shenanigans going on. Committing crimes and pulling heists, doing so to stop rich people and corrupt policemen and all that sort of thing. In Paris, obviously, all looking fantastic, shot very well. So yeah, give that a go if that sounds your thing as well. That's about it this week. So yeah, please subscribe if you could. That help the channel out. That would be fantastic. And until next week, eat geek and be merry.